Welcome, dear friends, to our channel, the place where we learn together how to embrace wellness and vitality in our golden years. My name is Mary, and I'm a proud Californian, well over 60 years young, and I truly believe every one of us deserves to be healthy, happy, and sleep soundly through the night. As always, before we dive in, please say hello in the comments. Share your name and where you're watching from. It always warms my heart to see messages from folks all across this amazing country, from sunny San Diego to the bustling streets of New York, from the quiet charm of Portland, Oregon, to the vibrant energy of Miami, Florida. Now, I want to ask you something honestly. Do you ever find yourself wide awake at RAM, unable to drift back to sleep? Or maybe sleep only comes just as the sun begins to peek through your windows? If that sounds familiar, please know you are not alone. Did you know that studies show over 5% of older adults struggle with sleep issues? Yet, sadly, many just accept it, thinking it's normal to sleep poorly as we age. But that's just not the whole picture, my dears. Today, we're going to explore 5 of the most common reasons why folks in their 60s and beyond have trouble falling asleep, and more importantly, some simple natural solutions you can try right in your own home. No harsh chemicals, no fuss, just clear, easy to understand advice. So make sure you watch all the way to the end, because each reason comes with a practical tip that could truly transform your sleep. And before we get to those reasons, let's talk about why sleep is so incredibly vital, especially as we age. It isn't just about resting. It's a powerful time when your body repairs damaged cells, your brain processes and organizes memories, and essential hormones are produced in just the right balance. Good sleep also calms your mind, lowers stress levels, and strengthens your immune system. When you don't get enough, the effects are immediate. You wake up feeling groggy, your mood can be all over the place, it's hard to focus, and you might even feel a little wobbly on your feet. If this sleep deficit goes on for too long, it can increase the risk of things like diabetes and heart disease. According to research from the National Institute on Aging, older adults who sleep less than 6 hours a night experience a faster decline in cognitive function than those who get their full rest. So, sleep isn't just about comfort, it's about keeping your mind sharp and your brain healthy in your golden years. Imagine my dear friend Evelyn from right here in Santa Monica. She used to toss and turn all night, and by morning she'd be so drained. She'd look tired, her steps would be heavy, and her speech would be a little muddled. All because she simply wasn't sleeping enough. This isn't just getting old, it can be chronic sleep deprivation. It's time we stopped seeing sleep as secondary. Quality, sufficient sleep is the bedrock of living a full, healthy, independent, and active life in our later years. Reason 1, a drop in melatonin levels. Melatonin is that amazing natural hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycles. When it gets dark, your body starts making melatonin, sending a signal that it's time to wind down. But as we age, especially after looser, its production tends to decrease. This means your body isn't getting that time to sleep signal when it should. That's why so many folks will say, "It's sure PM, and my eyes are still wide open." They don't drift off until midnight or even EAM. What makes this worse isn't just aging, but our daily habits. Things like not getting enough morning sunlight, spending too much time indoors, and staring at smartphones or TVs right before bed can further suppress melatonin production. How does this show up? First, it's tough to close your eyes and fall asleep even when you're tired. Second, your sleep becomes very light. The smallest sound can wake you. And third, if you do wake up in the middle of the night, getting back to sleep feels nearly impossible. The result? Sleep that doesn't refresh or restore you, so what can we do? First, and simplest, get more morning sunlight. Just sitting on your patio or taking a 15-minute walk between Chi and Ba AM is enough. Morning light helps reset your internal clock and boosts melatonin production for the evening. Second, avoid blue light in the evenings. The light from phone screens, TVs, and laptops interferes with melatonin. If you can, turn off all screens an hour before bed and do something calming instead. Read a physical book, listen to some relaxing music, or practice some gentle meditation. Third, consider your nutrition. Support melatonin production with certain foods. Some foods contain tryptophan and magnesium, which are crucial for melatonin. Think bananas, almonds, warm milk, or even a small piece of dark chocolate. Enjoy them in moderation about an hour before bed, but don't overdo it. I have a wonderful story from one of our viewers, a lovely lady named Carol, 72, from Bakersfield. She used to complain about terrible insomnia after she retired. She started getting regular morning sun, stopped using her phone at night, and had a small banana before bed. Here's what she wrote. Now, I fall asleep by 2 p.m. and wake up around 6 a.m. I feel so much more energetic and my soul feels calm, and all without any sleeping pills. If you notice it's getting harder to fall asleep in the evenings, take a look at your daily habits. Often, your body doesn't need medication, it just needs a little help to find its natural, healthy sleep rhythm again. Reason 2, frequent nighttime bathroom trips. Now, let's move on to the second reason that often disrupts peaceful sleep for older adults. Frequent nighttime urination, or nocturia. Imagine you've just drifted off at 2 p.m. only to wake up at midnight needing to use the restroom. Then again at RM and maybe even at 6 a.m. This leads to fragmented sleep, lingering fatigue, and no sense of true rest. Why is nocturia more common as we age? First, it's due to the natural aging of the kidneys and bladder. Their function changes, and more urine might be produced at night. Second, bladder muscles can weaken. Even a small amount of urine can trigger the urge to go. Third, too much fluid intake before bed, especially if you're drinking tea, coffee, or even just water in the evening. Fourth, certain health conditions like diabetes, an enlarged prostate in men, or urinary tract infections can also be culprits. What are the consequences of this kind of sleep? It disrupts your deep sleep phase, where your body truly restores itself. It also increases the risk of falls at night when you half asleep and making your way to the bathroom. Imagine you're drowsy, your vision isn't clear, you stumble, and suddenly you have a bruise or even a fracture. Plus, this pattern can lead to blood pressure fluctuations and chronic fatigue, so how can we tackle this problem? First, control evening fluid intake. Try not to drink anything for 1.5 to 2 hours before bedtime. If you go to bed at 2 p.m., make your last drink no later than 3 p.m. It's also important to avoid caffeine found in coffee, tea, and chocolate in the afternoon and evening, as it acts as a diuretic. Second, bladder training. During the day, if you feel the urge to go, try waiting Wu Fu Shi minutes. This exercise helps strengthen your bladder muscles and increases its capacity. Gradually, this training can help reduce the number of nighttime trips. Third, leg elevation and gentle massage before bed. About 10 minutes before you plan to sleep, try lying down and propping your legs up on a pillow so they are slightly elevated. This helps drain fluid from your legs back into your bloodstream, allowing you to urinate before bed rather than in the middle of the night. You can also do a light massage of your calves. This relaxes you and helps your body transition into a state of rest. We heard from a viewer in Sacramento, a wonderful woman named Joyce. She used to get up 3 or 4 times every night. After she started drinking less before bed and practicing those simple bladder exercises, within a week she noticed a huge improvement. Is supported to the night, 或者是她只是 had her tutor to 突袭性. Now she only gets up once, and sometimes she even sleeps straight through the night. She says her mornings are so much easier and more energized. So, if you often wake up at night needing to use the restroom, don't be too quick to blame it all on age. Try these simple, safe methods. Sometimes they are truly the most effective. Okay, reason 3, aches, pains, and leg cramps. Now let's talk about the third reason. which often manifests in the body, joint pain, restless legs, or nighttime cramps. Many older adults suffer from. You lie down, everything seems peaceful, but then your knee starts aching or a cramp seizes your calf. The result is not sleep, but constant tossing, turning, and worry. According to one study, over 5% of people with arthritis suffer from sleep disturbances. They find it hard to fall asleep, wake up frequently, or feel exhausted in the mornings. This isn't just about severe condition. Even a mild, nagging ache can prevent you from falling asleep, especially if it happens night after night. Yet why does this happen? First, mild inflammation in the joints that comes with age. Second, lack of daytime movement. When we don't move enough, our muscles become less flexible. What can you do? First, a very simple remedy, a warm foot bath with salt. Fill a basin with warm water. Add 2 or 3 tablespoons of salt, regular table salt, or Epsom. Salt works great. Soak your feet for 20 minutes before bed. This improves circulation, reduces swelling, relaxes muscles, and gives you a lovely feeling of comfort. Second, gentle massage. After your foot bath, rub your legs with warm coconut, eucalyptus, or olive oil and gently massage your calves, feet, and knees. This helps relieve muscle tension and ease pain. Third, a warm herbal drink like ginger or turmeric tea. Both of these plants have natural anti-inflammatory properties. Just boil a few slices of ginger or a piece of fresh turmeric, add a little honey or lemon, and drink it warm about an hour before dinner. The key is not too late to avoid nighttime urination. One of our viewers from Phoenix shared that she used to suffer from awful leg cramps every single night. But as soon as she started doing warm foot baths regularly and drinking ginger tea, she noticed an improvement within a week. Her sleep became deeper and her mornings were lighter. So if you're struggling with leg pain or cramps at night, start with these simple steps. Sometimes truly restful sleep begins with peace and quiet in your legs. Reason 4, stress, anxiety, and feelings of loneliness. Now we come to the 4th reason, a more subtle one, but no less significant: stress, anxiety, and feelings of loneliness. These states often aren't visible from the outside, but they live within us and directly impact our sleep, especially for older adults. Many of us know that feeling. You lie down, close your eyes, but your mind is racing. You remember your kids who haven't called, you worry about your health, you dwell on the past, or you feel like you're all alone in this big house. Often, older individuals can feel isolated, especially if their children are busy, visit rarely, or live far away. This can cause deep internal unrest that makes it hard to relax, especially at night when the house is quiet and the only sound is your own heart beating in the darkness. I want to tell you about a wonderful woman, Miss Eleanor, from Pasadena. After her children moved away for work, she found herself alone. During the day, she could distract herself, but at night, anxious thoughts would plague her. What if I get sick? Will my children hear me if something happens? This led to sleepless nights, shallow sleep, waking up before dawn, and feeling exhausted all day. Fear, anxiety, and loneliness are natural feelings. We can't forbid ourselves from having them. But if they stay with us for too long, they become a habit that destroys our inner peace. Gradually, anxious thoughts become the background noise of every night. We don't truly sleep. We just get tired and fall into a shallow sleep for a few hours. What can we do about this? First, create an evening ritual of peace. For example, before bed, put on some quiet music, listen to an audiobook with a soothing voice, or simply mentally count your blessings from the day. Such habits bring a feeling of warmth, security, and inner balance. Music without words, nature sounds, or just a calm voice can miraculously soothe your heart. Second, keep a gratitude journal. Each night before bed, grab a notebook and jot down at least 1 or 2 things you're grateful for from that day. It can be something incredibly simple. Today, I heard the birds singing, or my grandchild called and asked how I was doing. Such entries not only help you find meaning in each day, but also clear your mind of heavy thoughts. Third, regular connection with loved ones. Try to establish a tradition of calling your children or grandchildren via video call, even if it's just once every few days. Let it be only 2 minutes, but a live voice and kind eyes on the screen fill your heart, reduce anxiety, and remind you that you are not alone. Even short conversations can become an anchor of stability and joy. Miss Eleanor started with something simple. Every evening, she would reflect and write down what she was grateful for that day. After a couple of weeks, she began falling asleep more calmly, and then her children organized regular video calls. Now, she looks forward to these calls, smiles, shares her news, and wakes up feeling invigorated. The fear faded because she felt connected. If anxiety plagues you, or if you often think negative thoughts before bed, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what good happened today? Sometimes one kind thought is enough to fall asleep with a light heart. Okay, reason 5, a disrupted sleep schedule. And now we come to the last, 5th reason, which many underestimate, a disrupted sleep schedule. This reason isn't so much physical or emotional as it is habitual. Very often, older adults start living without a clear schedule. They might go to bed at midnight one night and at 5 p.m. the next. They might nap for 2 hours during the day or not nap at all. All of this throws off their biological clock. Our bodies love rhythm. They love to know when to sleep, when to eat, and when to be active. If you go to bed at different times every day, your body struggles to understand when it's night time. And if you sleep too long during the day, your body might decide it's already rested, and then sleep won't come at night. What can you do about this? First, establish a stable sleep schedule. Choose a fixed time when you go to bed and wake up every day, even on weekends. Let's say, for example, Joe PM and Wu Sensor AM. Over time, your body will adjust and falling asleep will become natural. Second, limit daytime naps. You can nap during the day, but no longer than Ursa's Fu Sensor minutes, and not after 10 p.m. If you sleep too long during the day, especially after lunch, your body won't be ready for sleep at night. And again, insomnia. Third, include light activity in your morning and evening routine. A walk in the garden, watering plants, stretching, light exercises, or tidying up the kitchen. Simple, manageable activity helps your body get tired and ready for sleep in the evening. When you create a consistent rhythm, your body begins to live in harmony with nature. The sun rises, we wake up. The sun sets, we prepare for sleep. And then sleep becomes not a battle, but a natural end to the day. 5 more habits for deeper sleep. As a bonus, I'd like to share 5 more helpful habits that can help you sleep deeper and more peacefully. These habits are simple, but with regular practice, they yield amazing results. The key is consistency. Go a warm shower or bath in the evening. Warm water relaxes your body, releases tension, and prepares your system for sleep. Plus, after a shower, your body warms up slightly and then cools down, and this natural temperature drop signals your brain time to sleep. This works especially well if you turn it into a pleasant ritual. For instance, dim the lights, slowly wash your hands, face, and feet, and express gratitude for your day. Herbal tea. Brew a warm, caffeine-free cup of tea. Chamomile, lemongrass, or a brew made from pandan leaves work wonderfully. These plants have a gentle, calming effect, helping you relax and settle down for peace. Just remember not to add sugar and don't drink it. Too late to avoid those nighttime trips to the bathroom. Light stretching or gentle exercises before bed. You don't need to do anything complicated. Just 5 minutes of gently stretching your arms overhead, rolling your shoulders, or massaging your neck. These movements release tension, free your breathing, and help your body transition more easily into a state of rest. This is especially beneficial if you sit a lot during the day or feel your legs swelling. Avoid heavy meals or Fusen hours before bed. If your stomach is working hard at night, it interferes with your body's ability to rest. Instead of a full dinner if you're hungry, it's better to have something light, half a banana, a few almonds, or warm milk. This will satisfy you without overloading your system, reading a physical book, or listening to calm audio. This could be reading poetry, spiritual literature, or simply a soothing story, quiet music. nature sounds, or a voice that brings you a sense of security. It's important to avoid TV and news. They overstimulate the mind. Instead, give yourself space for tranquility. And per time, when to see a doctor? Now, an important question. When should you see a doctor if sleep problems don't go away? Everything we've discussed are natural, gentle approaches that work for most people. But if you haven't been able to sleep for several weeks, or if you wake up with anxiety, pain, or feel that your fatigue isn't going away, it might be a signal that something more is at play. If insomnia lasts for more than 2 consecutive weeks and interferes with your daily life, please seek medical advice. Sometimes the causes lie deeper in hormonal imbalances, chronic pain, or even depression. Seeking medical help is not a weakness. It's a sign of self-care. It's especially important not to endure if sleep problems are accompanied by anxious thoughts, panic attacks, or pain that you can't ignore. All of this requires attention. Remember, truly restful sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's your right to wake up refreshed, with a clear mind and a warm heart. On that note, my dear friends, our conversation today comes to an end. As you can see, good sleep is not a myth or a stroke of luck. It's the result of conscious steps we can take every day, small, simple actions that build into a big change. Now, I'd love to ask you, do you have any personal methods that help you fall asleep? Please share them in the comments. Maybe your advice will help someone else. Let's learn from each other, support, and inspire. Together, we are strong. A special thank you to David, Susan, and Robert for their wonderful comments, and a warm hello to Miss Patricia from San Francisco, Mr. Michael from Chicago, and Ms. Nancy from Austin, Texas, who are always present and actively participate in our community. Your engagement gives us strength and purpose. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss new videos on wellness in our golden years. Thank you for your time, attention, and kind hearts. See you in the next episode. I wish you a peaceful night and a bright morning.